Today, motherfuckers, I will talk about ancient Egypt and goddess Isis, or Isida, or Isis, or Isis. Nobody really knows how it was pronounced because we kinda are not Egyptologists, and even Egyptologists have a dilemma about pronunciation of the old Egyptian god names. And really, we live 2000 years away from the golden age of Egyptian civilization, so please don't expect from me to know how to pronounce the name of ancient deity I am not born into worshipping. Now, my experience with Isis is pretty limited, but since my audience months ago requested a video about Isis, as an honorable person, I will share this limited experience with you. Now, I called Isis only twice. Once for the purpose of filming this video and once before, and Isis was kinda really kind, but she was kind to me more than other divinities, especially at first try, at first summoning. And she really behaved as ideal mother figure for me, and I am really impressed that divinity will behave and behaves in this manner, because I accustomed myself to spirits testing me and forcing me to break me so I can be reforged, and even the most motherly entities and fatherly entities I encountered didn't behave in a way Isis did. She really offered me her guidance, her wisdom, and her mentorship, and she kinda didn't give me any particular spells or incantations or visualizations. She really offered to be my spiritual guide and to be my mentor and gateway to enlightenment. And she wanted to aid me in my pursuit of designing a suitable course to teach people who are paralyzed. I refer to physical paralysis, sorcery. And she kinda really wanted to aid me in that pursuit and help me. And this video will be maybe 6 minutes me talking about Isis, and the rest will be me chanting a magical chant I received from Isis to summon her, so you can kinda call her with me and enjoy the chant. Now, as I always say in my videos, you need to have astral senses developed to feel spirits, and unfortunately, if you don't have them developed, it is not my responsibility to develop them for you, because I can't. Really, I can perform a ritual if you are a friend of mine to aid you in opening of your astral senses, but I cannot, let me say, I cannot ascend instead of you. Now, let's continue talking about Isis. So, energy of Isis in my experience is red and fiery, but also motherly. In my experience, she is kinda attributed to moon, but also to more fire and gentle aspects of Venus. Moon and Venus, and also to earth and water and fire as elements. She is kinda really approachable, and in my experience she is really difficult to angry, and she is really difficult to piss off. She doesn't demand a lot of offerings, sacrifices and shit like that. And she really cares for her, I won't say children, because Isis is not my primary female divinity. But she cares for her, I won't say people, I will say for her sorcerers, for people who work with her. She will, by her mere presence, radiate such an enormous amount of care and compassion. And I really cannot say what she can teach, because whenever I summoned her, it was never a concrete experience I can describe. It was always her motherly energy appears, and then I have a bunch of visions. Many of them I cannot interpret, and I am usually overwhelmed by emotions. Those are usually emotions I wanna get rid of and send to her so she can take care of those emotions. But it's not in the same way that Azazel does so. You know, if you give your regrets to Azazel, you will feel your heavy energy coming to him, and then he will go away. But Isis, she will take your hardships, and then she will kinda repurpose them and recreate them and return back to you those hardships. And this is all I can say for Isis. I need to summon her more in the future to be able to speak more. For this video, I have only a magical chant to share with you. I will chant this chant for about 10 minutes in this video, and thank you for being interested in Goddess Isis. This video is aimed for new practitioners, not new, but experienced practitioners who are familiar with my previous work. But later on I will definitely publish in the future a full evocation guide for Isis for disabled people, and this will be freely available on my YouTube channel. It won't be hidden behind the paywall, really. Isis Dea Egiptika, 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 Is this the Egiptika? 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 Is this Isis Dea Egiptika, Isis Dea Egiptika. Isis Dea Egiptika, 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 Isis Dea Egiptika. Isis Dea Egiptika, 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 Isis Dea Egiptika. Isis Dea Egiptika, 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 Isis Dea Egiptika. Isis Dea Egiptika, 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 Isis Dea Egiptika. Isis Dea Egiptika, Isis Dea Egiptika, Isis Dea Egiptika, Isis Dea Egiptika, Isis Dea Egiptika. Egiptika. This is der 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 Egiptika.